Good afternoon and welcome back to Hockey Talks. I'm Carl, that's Dave. Dave, we've got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. There's a lot of stuff that went down in the playoff last time we talked, skipping a week last week. But the first round is now in the books. The second round has begun, and there is a lot that went on in the last few weeks here down in the playoffs. But before all that, Dave. Sheldon Keefe, is this a turning point
Do
for
we
Leafs
want to
fans?
talk? Do we want to talk about
Leafs
it?
fans, rejoice! Sheldon
Well,
Keefe got fired. Is that is
no.
that is that?
Yeah.
Oh no, no, no!
As
It's
as
not,
well,
not a
here's
turning
here's
point.
the way here's the way I see it. It's first of all, you never like celebrate somebody getting fired. That's horrible. But
Fair enough. But
it's a good thing.
is
It's
it
a
a
good
turning point?
thing, but still I wouldn't say turning point. I would say, listen, they had a good team. They played the last three games out of the series, but they didn't have the push. For one of those games, I think it was, they scored over like three or more goals, which would be three goals. They don't. And Sheldon Keefe said this himself during the season. They're not scoring enough playoff worthy goals. The goals when you're dangling up the line and you're shooting from a weird spot and it's going in the net, those don't exist in the playoffs. Everybody's flooding the net. Everybody cares so much more. They'd rather block the shot than have something go into the net. Keefe
Yeah,
himself said that they're not scoring enough playoff worthy goals.
yeah.
And
Oh
he
yeah,
tried to make that change and they wouldn't listen to him. The
yeah.
players wouldn't listen to him. Now, why is that? I'm not sure. I think that the coaching staff change, although Keefe had a perfectly fine record in the season, the entire time he was there, we got through one series, right?
Yeah.
Through the first round against Tampa Bay Lightning. I think
Oh,
that that change is a requirement, but also you need to mix up the lines a little bit. And I mean, there are players that tried, there are players that got sick, there are players that came off injury, and there are also players that were completely silent and dead in the whole playoffs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And these are players that do absolutely great during the season. And those are the players that just don't have that next level. And it's the coach's responsibility to bring it out. And if you have a coach who can admit that they don't score enough playoff type goals during the season and then can't get his players to make that change, there needs to be a change,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. And Sheldon Keefe being fired today may be the start of change. I mean, there's not too many ways that the Leafs can move right now. You can't really. You just signed William Nylander for an 8-year deal, which we were not going to move him anyways. Austin Matthews there to stay. You could argue the fact that maybe John Tavares, he still got another year on his contract, and Mitch Marner as well. And Mitch Marner has a no move contract, no move clause. So there's no way to move Marner. So what else do? You fire the head coach. Sheldon Keefe has been there for 5 years, and you haven't seen much success beside the regular season.
Yep.
So could it be really a turning point for the Leafs? I don't know. But there's a good question of who is going to fill that role?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully somebody who isn't the Leafs' friend. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
need somebody who's the Leafs' dad.
yeah, yeah,
Somebody who's willing to put them through something that might make them uncomfortable, to make them better people, better players, to push through and do something they don't like. Like,
yeah,
yes, we all know that you guys can take the puck up and make a nice little frilly play
yeah.
during the season, but that doesn't
No,
matter at all for the
no,
playoffs. You need to get
no.
those greasy goals. You need to be a Hyman, you
You need the
know?
grit.
You need to get those goals in front of the net. Seems to be
Yeah,
working for him.
yeah, yeah. He's hanging out in the right spot, getting fed by McDavid.
Yeah. Getting
But
the rebounds and everything,
getting the
picking
rebounds,
his
he's
angles and
there.
everything.
He's in the
Absolutely.
dirty areas. I mean, you got to have guys that were willing to be there, right? That's
Yeah.
where majority of the goals are scored in that area. And if you don't have any grit or push back, you're going to get walked all over, as the Leafs found out against Boston. Once again, Game 7, they fall to the Boston Bruins. I wouldn't say it was a Game 7 defeat, more as an entire series defeat. And other games have showcased that that was probably the start of their demise. I would say, Dave. What like
Well, the Leafs, they should have won. Like, they overplayed Boston hardcore.
yeah, yeah, you could
It
say
was their
that. I mean,
game. And
yeah,
from anything, I'm never the one that likes to blame a loss on the last play, you know? And to be frank, like if you go back, there was a weak goal as goal number two. If you go back, well, Woll got injured trying to make a save with 0.1 seconds left in game six.
mhm.
If he would have been the net, who knows what would have happened?
Yep,
But he
yep,
wasn't. And
he
then that
wasn't.
their goaltender, they got that soft second goal, which never should have happened. And then the overtime goal. What the heck? People blame that on Samsonov. It's like I
Yeah, well, I
understand,
mean,
it was like here's the thing. I play NHL, the game.
yeah,
The one goal thing that's like a sure goal is when you cut across the crease and you shoot. Because
exactly.
the
Like,
goalie has a hard time. So that's totally
don't they
real.
play
Yeah.
NHL? They
But
should
no,
know this.
what I'm saying is, yeah, go ahead, blame the goalie, but how about the other three players that are out there looking like they got their thumbs up their butt? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They're not
yeah.
doing anything.
Like a dump
And
into
it's
the
like, and I get it's overtime, people get tired, people get lazy, but that's when the
just do or
victory
die, man.
comes along, right?
Yeah,
So, but yet again, it's not even, let's go back a step further. There shouldn't even been a game seven. They played the
no,
last three games. What happened to the first four?
yeah,
They
exactly,
got a
right?
win
Where's
thanks
game
to,
one?
a couple of independent efforts, one of
Hmm.
them being from Austin Matthews,
Yeah,
who saved a puck himself from going in
yeah.
the net.
William
Um,
Nylander, you could
but
argue, is
the other
another
three
good player.
losses, you guys show up in game one, don't even play. Don't even
No,
play.
no, it wasn't even an effort.
Yeah.
A 5-1 win. I mean, and the Leafs looked like they had zero chances. And Mitch
Yeah.
Marner, where is he? Gone again. Not
He
to be
he scores a
seen.
highlight goal on a
One.
losing game.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he's not
And
there.
and kudos to him. He's very like he's an amazing hockey player. But part of me, I think it was 2 years ago or something, where after the playoffs, he ended up doing a round of golf and he walked it.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, he's in it, and I don't know why people don't realize it, but he's talented, but he's in it for the money. He doesn't care about anything else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, put him on
Yeah.
a new team, and he's going to dress to impress, and it's probably going to be better for him, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe a fresh start. Somebody'd have
But
to reimpress people, but
yeah,
Leafs, I think he's got it made there, and he knows he can't go anywhere because he has a no move clause, right? So they're
and
not going
that's
to
where
ship
the
him out. They
disagreements
can't.
come from,
They can't.
right?
So they got to
This
wait
ain't the
till
world.
a
This ain't the
year.
juniors, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That comment
You
on
know?
Ben by Nylander.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of tension on that bench, I think, between those three. There was, anyways, but
yeah.
we'll see. They have a long off season to look over
Well,
their
if I were to see any one
series.
of those three go, it would be unfortunately him.
Mitch Marner.
Not because he's great in the season, Marner.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
because he's great in the season, but because he just and you know what? Before they re-signed his contract in the playoffs, he had the push and he was crazy talented. He was
Yeah,
doing all sorts of things in the ice. And then
yeah.
he signed a contract. And it's like ever since then, I don't know, maybe he's taken one too many hits or something, a little scared, or maybe Marchand licking his face got into his head.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I don't know. They seem like they played feared against Boston. Like something's gonna
No, I
happen.
mean maybe, but
I think they knew. I mean, not against Marchand. No, not a fear that they're gonna get licked
they hit them
again.
hard, and
They
it
do
wouldn't
hit them
surprise me. I don't
hard,
know the
but I mean,
stats, but it wouldn't surprise me if they out hit Boston. Like I said, man, the games where they won, like they heavily outplayed, and they have
oh,
a Boston has a
absolutely.
goaltender that's twice as good as our goaltender. Wool made an outstanding game, and they ended up winning the game. Almost
Yeah.
should have been a
See,
shutout, but
they
wasn't.
they should have started Wolf. They should have started Wolf in game one.
Yeah, but you don't
Samsonov
really know.
just, I
You never
know,
really
but
know what's going to happen.
they have
That's what I mean.
two inconsistent
What
goalies.
can you put this on? You can't put this on like the goaltender you started.
N Not all of it, no.
What you can put it on is like, well, what didn't you guys do? What did you guys do in games five, six, and seven that you guys didn't do in games, one, two, three, four kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And although, yeah, goaltender may be something, but why is another goaltender in net what lights the fuse to try and score goals? Why aren't you guys trying to score goals anyways?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I get
I
people
mean,
are going to
it's just,
say, "Oh, it's morale, it's momentum,"
mm,
but I
no.
mean, these people are making good money. They're really good at their job. They should be
Mhm.
out there trying to score goals in the first place. It shouldn't
That is the
matter,
goal.
you know.
Is
You
to
guys
try
do
to
this for a
score.
living. We're not
Yeah.
going to be like, "Oh yeah, well it's okay because they're
Well,
trying."
well, you
No,
can't. Yeah, you can't win
play to
games if you don't
win.
score goals. You got
Exactly.
to score goals. But
So
yeah, either way, the players aren't scoring goals. It's just a mess out there. Another
yeah,
heartbreak for Leaf fans once again. But you know whose heart was not broken? The Vancouver Canucks, who came back 4 goals in a row to beat the Edmonton Oilers last night.
can't believe that
What
happened.
a game! Like that, Connor Garland, man, small but mighty. He's still going.
Big things do come in little packages.
They absolutely do. What a finish by the Vancouver Canucks yesterday. Okay, yes, maybe I'm biased, and yes, Edmonton Oilers fans, eat it because Vancouver won and they collapsed. There was another collapse. Edmonton Oilers, they were held to what I think was like 15 shots through the entire game, which is unheard of the amount of talent they have on the forward line. McDavid to held without a shot the entire game. And the biggest one is Draisaitl getting hurt at the end of the game. And
Hmm.
I just heard today that he's listed day to day for game 2. So that's a
Well,
big kick to Oilers fans. And
we mentioned it
it's only
earlier
one
that
game.
injuries are going to play a big role, but one game is a lot.
Yeah. They're up 1-0
Injuries are
in the
going to play a
series.
big role in the league or in the NHL playoffs, right? I mean, the Leafs went through it. Now we're talking about the Edmonton Oilers,
Yeah.
and albeit remember that Edmonton did lose the game to LA too.
They did. They did.
So if they can
And they still went
play,
back. It's
if they
not
can
over.
play and learn from it, and Vancouver was also home. Let's
Yeah.
not forget that.
Yeah, Vancouver's also
So
home. Yeah.
it's good that Vancouver got a win, but they should have gotten that win.
Yeah.
It was an awesome comeback,
Yeah.
but it should have been a textbook win for your
Yeah.
first home game.
Yeah,
Win the
you'd
game.
think so. We're also
So it's
playing our
good that they came back and they righted the wrong.
yeah, they did. They fixed their mistakes and figured it out. And for playing their third string goalie and getting a win in the
You
second round
say
against the
third
Oilers,
string goalie, but
he
you're
is.
you're
He is a
you're
third string.
failing. I know, but you're failing to admit his stats.
His stats
It's a
are
third
awesome.
string goalie, but this is like a what, .93
Yeah, he's playing well,
goaltender?
playing really well.
Yeah, so
He's
you're
only he only
discrediting
had,
it by saying third string because he's
but he is.
amazing.
He is a third string goalie though.
I know he is. You
Yeah,
guys have Demko, and
but
then what's the second one?
Demko,
Is Smith?
Casey DeSmith, and then
Yeah,
Sheloff. Yeah, and
but he's
Sheloff.
just like,
Yeah, he's only
I don't know
played
how you
like
guys
10
find him.
games in the NHL total before
Hmm.
this. So not a lot of experience. But absolutely he's been
That's the difference between
playing well.
playing when you want to earn a name for yourself
Yeah.
and playing when you already have that name.
And already have the money.
He's trying to earn, yeah, he's trying to earn a name for himself.
Yeah.
Marner already has his name.
Yeah.
He's on
Yeah.
autopilot.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
goaltender's playing because he wants
He wants a
money.
spot. He wants a spot in the
Yeah.
NHL. Right now he
Yeah.
doesn't. The only
Yeah.
reason he's here is because Demko's hurt.
Yeah.
So, and they say Demko's going to be out till at least game 5. So we'll see where
But
that
if he's
goes from
playing
there.
this great, do you think they'd bring Demko back?
Absolutely they will. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They'll put Demko right back in. Demko's a phenomenal goalie. But Seelov, he's been playing
But so
fantastic.
okay, so
He
let's
made a
say
couple
this.
mistakes yesterday,
Let's
but
say he's led the team 3 wins and 1 loss.
I
Do you
would
change him
personally keep
out?
him in. I would
Yeah.
personally keep him in, but I think they would put Demko in. I honestly do.
That just seems like a mistake in my
If
opinion.
he was available. I know it probably would be because if he's
But we
playing
don't
that
know if they
good,
do that, right?
we don't know if they do that, but I have a feeling they probably
Because
do.
I mean, even if he's coming off an injury, Demko,
Might not be
wouldn't it
100%.
be, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you could have somebody that can buy him maybe another game or two and get him fresh for the next series?
Yeah. Which
If
you
they
would
were to
hope
win,
they would do. If they were
Yeah,
going, if it's going the opposite direction, yeah, oh yeah, put Demko in for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, we'll see what Seeloff does. And yeah, if Demko comes back, there'll be a decision to make. But
Yeah.
until then, Seeloff seems to be rocking the net, and it's 1-0 Vancouver Canucks over the Edmonton Oilers in the second round. The other games in the second round, Boston, Florida tied 1-1. That is becoming a heated series as well.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of scrum back and forth and fighting and stuff like that between Matthew Tkachuk and David Pastrnak. I don't know if you've seen that
Yeah.
one, but yeah, that's going to be a good series. Series tied 1-1. Going to actually going back to Boston, I think. Yeah,
Yeah. Should be.
should be about Boston. Yeah, tomorrow. So
Yeah, we'll see. They got spanked on their first game, but you know
yeah,
what? That's what you get when you sit out for a little bit,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You wait. I don't know. You find
And
it's
Boston was on a
best
high. Boston was on a high. They
from
just
that game
put out the
7.
Leafs again. But the reality is that the first game they were on a high, but the second game fizzled out a little bit. Now they're
Hmm.
going to go back home, right? Boston,
Yeah,
and hopefully that high can carry them through. But I really do think Florida's gonna take this series. They're probably gonna win like I don't know. I'm thinking it wouldn't surprise me to see 5 games.
yeah. That's
Like
probably
Florida winning the
5 or 6.
next,
Yeah, is what I was
I don't
thinking.
know, 6. Like
That might be pushing
that's
it.
a big
Yeah,
difference. But
think
I'm
Boston's
pretty
got
sure
their one and only
Florida, that
win.
was a wake-up call for Florida.
I think it
And now
was
they're
too.
just
Yeah,
like, holy crap, it might have scared them a little bit. We all know the same team that lost last year that played all through the season
yeah.
wanting the Stanley Cup. And now they lost a game. They got thrown their back and they're like, holy crap, guys, we got to try,
We got to actually do something here. Yeah,
you
and they
know?
did.
And
They
now
did.
they're gonna run like bats out of hell, you know?
Yeah, the 6-2 win by the Florida Panthers last night.
Yeah.
A really, really good solid win for them. Got them right back on track. The Rangers are up 2-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes, where it went to double overtime the last game. And right now, currently, they are playing at the moment, and it's 1-1 tie game. Carolina trying to get back into that series. Going back to round 1, though. Well, I guess Dallas and Winnipeg. Or sorry, not Dallas. Dallas and Vegas. Yeah,
Oh,
Dallas and Vegas. That's a good series. Oh, not Dallas and Vegas. That was last round.
yeah.
Colorado. Dallas and Colorado this round. Dallas was
Yeah,
up
this round.
3-0 in the first game, and Colorado stormed back and scored 4 straight as well to take the 1-0 series lead in that. But going back to first round, Dallas and Vegas, game 7. Dallas Stars ended up taking it. Vegas just seemed to fall apart after that first game in that series. They just
First game.
after the first 2 games, sorry, they were up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah.
And Dallas came stormed back. I don't know, but Vegas just seemed like they kind of fell apart and lost their momentum somehow. But they so much for being over the salary cap this year and having Mark Stone on injury reserve.
They did almost win that, but let's
Speculation
not
is
forget.
that Mark Stone's ready to go on injured reserve come start the season. But we will see
We'll
what
see.
happens there.
We'll see.
The injury at the end of game 7.
Let's not forget that who was the number 1 team in the league? Was it the Rangers or Dallas?
Rangers.
So Dallas was 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's not forget that.
Yeah.
You have a bottom seed team playing against the top
Top in
team
the
in
West.
their
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
It's not an easy task. They made it to 7, you know. Although they won the first 2, it's no surprise that Dallas, you know, did what they did and they ended up taking the series. And if anything, it just shows how good of a team Dallas really has.
Yeah.
So it's same with the Rangers. Like the Rangers are leading the series right now in the second round, 2-0.
Mm-hmm. They haven't lost a game yet.
What a team.
Yeah, they're solid. They have been solid. You said they haven't lost a game in this playoffs yet. They swept the Capitals, which we all saw coming, and they're up 2-0 Carolina right now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're an unbelievable team right now, and that Washington round. Well, we all saw that coming. Rangers just so
Yeah.
powerful, and Washington barely squeaking in, gave it all they got to squeak into the playoffs. You could see they were tired. They were
Yeah.
tired, and they didn't have much of a chance. Obi without a point too in that whole series, which hasn't been done since his rookie year, I do believe. So yeah, Rangers moved on easily from that. The series I want to talk about from last round though is Colorado and Winnipeg. Now Winnipeg was favored to win that series with their Vezina Trophy winner Colin Hellebuck in that. What happened?
Hmm.
Like Hellebuck looked like just an average goalie in the league, letting in like an average
When
of
you
like
have that
5
amount of
goals.
firepower, when you have that amount of firepower, it doesn't matter what your goaltender looks like.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
mean, look at as an example, look at Boston's goaltender when you're playing the Leafs.
Mm-hmm.
They have
Brayden
firepower,
Schlender.
but they didn't know how to score playoff goals.
Yeah,
Follow that forward to a Florida game where they scored 6 times on them.
yeah, yeah.
With that amount of firepower, it makes them look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what the key was, what the answer was for Winnipeg, I mean, who knows? But yeah,
Yeah,
obviously the defense wasn't there, and the goal, like, when you're
yeah,
facing a team like Colorado, it just gets so difficult. I mean, what
yeah.
do you think? What do you think? Where did they go wrong?
Colorado's a powerhouse, and I don't think Colin Hellebuck had his best stuff. Even though, despite what he said in the interview, saying he
Yeah,
played his best hockey in that series, I completely disagree with that. I've seen you play really good hockey in season, and that was not your best effort. Um, Besides all that, it wasn't just totally his fault. The defense on Winnipeg, I don't know, they couldn't stop him. They had no
yeah,
answer for what Nathan McKinnon and Cale McCarr and Rantanen were all doing to them. They were, I don't know, they were just shooting at will and just getting everything to
yeah,
go. But I don't know, Winnipeg just fell flat and they could not seem to find their feet again after that first game. It just kind of went down from there. But Colorado's a powerful team, man. And once
yeah.
McKinnon gets going and he wants something, it's very hard to stop that guy. Very hard.
Yeah,
But
we have some good rounds coming up here.
oh,
We'll
abs
see if Colorado can end up taking that Dallas series. Who would they end up playing?
the winner of Vancouver and Edmonton. So
That
whoever
would be
wins that
tough.
series is Vancouver, Edmonton. Yeah. So that
Yeah,
would
that
also be a good
Edmonton
series.
has like 8, probably 10 Canadians on their team, hey?
I think so. Yeah, I think they have a
And
lot.
Vancouver has like 2.
Two. Yeah. Yeah, they have two.
So does Vancouver have what you need, or would you rather cheer for the team of Canadians?
Oh, absolutely Vancouver all the way. Canucks all the way. Yeah, I don't care if there's Canadians on it. There's a mix of great talent from all over the world that come here already. That's Canadians, sure, but it's just great talents get together and have a team. And Vancouver Canucks and the city could use a Stanley Cup.
Not another riot.
Not another riot. They could not use another riot like
Yeah.
2011. Absolutely not. Yeah, we do not want to relive that moment. But wouldn't it be iconic if it was like the Rangers or Vancouver, like 94 series or Boston and Vancouver again in the finals? But that's just wishful thinking. I still have
I still think
not
Florida's
incredibly high
going.
hopes for
No.
Vancouver to make it all the way to the final, but
Well, they'd have to go through Colorado or Dallas.
and
Which one would
Edmonton,
you
yeah.
prefer them? Yeah, well, let's just pretend.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Honestly, probably Dallas.
Yeah,
I'd rather go through Dallas, I think. Colorado to me, but
tough. Yeah.
yeah, but if Dallas beats Colorado, then watch out. Either way, that series
Yeah.
is going to be a nightmare for whoever has to play either of those teams,
Yeah.
Dallas or Colorado. But yeah, but we'll see how everything unfolds. It's right now we're um, getting going on the second round, partway through it actually. So there's a lot of hockey to be played yet, and there's a long ways to go before anybody else actually knows what the heck is gonna go on in these Stanley Cup playoffs. But
Yeah.
Dave, that's about all the time we have for today. Once again, thanks again for joining us here on Hockey Talks. We look forward to talking to you next time. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.